This is just so upsetting. Can you believe this? I'm reading this article. Of course, it's from MSNBC, so, it's filled with propaganda and slants and all that. But basically, this Justice Boasberg has got his little panties in a wad because he is demanding that anyone that participated with the Saturday deportation down to El Salvador immediately answer his questions. And then he says, and I have this here, I just can't believe that a justice would say this. A justice of a lower court, he's not even a branch of the government. He is a creation of Congress. Well, anyway, this turkey butt says there are going to be consequences. Really? What kind of consequences? You don't control the police or the military, you numbskull, and you aren't a branch of government to be equal to the President of the United States. So there's only one conclusion here, and I would like you to weigh in on it, Douglas. What I am seeing here is total and complete, without a doubt, insurrection. And we need to put this insurrection down, of course, having President Trump using his legal and constitutional powers to do so.
This is the second time Boasberg has been at the cutting edge of a coup, a military, or this case it was used with the military and with the judicial and before it was used with every branch of the federal government was used against Trump while he was a duly elected and seated president. This isn't a judgment of a D.C. Circuit Court judge. No, this is just as was said. This is a coup. This is an attempt to try to flout your superior power, which you do not have. And just as Tyler just said, what is that judge going to do? Let's consider his possibilities. Contempt of court. So what? Fines. Really? You guys, you don't understand anything about the executive office. Maybe he should go away and study. No, he's being used as a tool, as a weapon. Okay, then what can he do? Then he can, his injunction, what power does that injunction have? It actually has no power because it can be appealed to the Supreme Court because this is a federal court injunction. Now, as the article points out, this Judge Boasberg met with probably the White House counsel, and they refused to ask questions, and Boasberg has a list of questions. Well, interesting. So now the judge is the prosecutor. I want to know who the prosecutor in this case is and who brought the original case, if it was ex parte, because if it is, then that's, again, illegal. That means that the president has no standing and that the court then believes a priori assumption that it can tell the president what to do underneath the very clear constitutional rights of the executive branch.
Hold on. What do you mean prosecutor? Is this a prosecutor that's paid by the taxpayer to be a part of this insurrection? Who is this person?
They're all under the executive branch, all circuit courts and appellate federal courts. Prosecutors are underneath the executive branch. As I said, Trump needed to fire them days ago. We suggested that be done. So, Mr. President, it's a really wise move. Fire all of them now. Close down the courts by simply sending in your U.S. Marshals and enough federal FBI investigators and DOJ representatives to say that you are starting an investigation of conspiracy from the federal courts against the executive branch. That will freeze all decisions, and it will give a chance for them to be investigated in terms of their offshore accounts and their money and everything illegal that they've been doing, which I can guarantee you every one of those 16 judges, which now constitute a conspiracy. And so there's numerous acts. We just talked about that in another one.
But Judge Roberts will have to recuse himself if it gets to the Supreme Court at so many levels. But the first one is because he's already made remarks about this Boasberg situation to the public, not even within the court system.
And his remarks are anti-constitutional. And the fact that he made the remark, just as he just said, he must actually, really, he should step down at this point because we're looking at his illegal activities with his wife and the USAID as being a clearinghouse for giving everybody a chance to get on the gravy train, and then that money comes up missing. Now, if anybody wants to do anything about that, then his wife goes to jail. Okay? Now, I've said before, many of these things are legal. That's not legal. Fraud is not legal at any level, federal or otherwise. So anyway, what he's talking about, Boasberg, is saying that he wants to investigate further, which means he wants to know what time did these Venezuelan murderers and drug dealers and killers get shipped off in a plane, because the White House said to him, laughing in his face, "Oh, sorry, they're already over international waters and we can't call them back." That was said from the beginning. And so that was a slap across the face saying, we knew what you're going to do. Of course we know that. So of course we move these people out before we let anybody know. So he's trying to investigate that.
Are these judges saying that President Trump cannot protect America from these thugs by getting them out of the country until he's consulted and gives the royal approval? Is that what Boasberg is saying? Well, he might as well just walk into the Oval Office where the resolution desk used to sit. There's a new desk there, Ben Garrison. Get with the program. He did a cartoon, and he's got him at the resolution desk. Come on, Ben. Anyway, what is he going to do? Just tell Trump, get out of the way. I'm the president? And all these judges, who do they think they are? People, we have got to put this down. We have to do it legally and constitutionally. So I am not calling for you personally to do anything, but we need to support President Trump in putting down this insurrection. I'm frankly tired of it. I had 4 years during his first term. Then I had 4 years of that Biden shit in his auto pen. I'm tired of it, and I know you are too. So get out and support the president and put down this judicial insurrection.
James Boasberg is either a moron or he's working for the devil, because what he's doing is completely stupid. What authority does he have? So he has a few different things he could do, but in the end, who's going to enforce it? Where are the teeth in this injunction? He could call on the U.S. Marshals, which he really doesn't have much authority over since he's in D.C., and Trump is the ultimate boss of the U.S. Marshals. They work through the Secret Service, through the U.S. Treasury. So he can't out-Trump on that. So the other option that one of these crazy federal circuit court judges have is to use the law enforcement of the state that they're located in. Well, he's located in D.C., and guess who he'd have to go through? The sheriff of D.C. And who is that? That would be our president, Donald J. Trump. So no matter what Boasberg thinks he's doing, he must be at the end of his rope. But then again, if they reinvestigate the Russia Mueller investigation, and they do their own grand jury investigation of the 16 judges who were conspiring to overthrow the president of the United States with a coup, an active insurrection, a coup, these are internal domestic war actors, and they need to be stopped. And since we've already seen John Roberts will come out and defend them, you can see how serious it is. So at this point, the White House is going to have to play hardball, or that's it. They call this a constitutional crisis. Yes, these people have stepped on the Constitution. They burnt it. They make decisions against it all the time. It's shocking that I can almost predict what the decision will be: anti-constitutional. Why? Because of lawlessness. So if Trump doesn't come out and really play, like on Gunsmoke, Matt Dillon, and do some very serious aiming, he's not going to win this war. But he can win it very quickly by the things that we talked about. The Insurrection Act has to be enacted to go along with his national emergencies. And the Alien Enemies Act has to be fully acted upon, and make the people who say you have to be at war to use it understand that it clearly says it's about invasions. And he must know this. Trump and his people must know this, because they keep using that language and have even before he was reelected. So anyway, Boasberg, glad that you are the camel that broke the straw's back, and that you're being so absurd that there may even be people on the far left wing falling off the flat earth who will support you. But I tell you, anyone with any intelligence knows that what you're doing doesn't require a judge to make a judgment. It simply requires common sense.